What is the ideal today, and welcome to what might be one of my most ambitious reviews to date. Welcome to my unboxing and review of the SH Figuarts Chainsaw Man and my review of the SH Figuarts Denji. I need to make it up to you guys for not posting for a couple weeks, so here you go. This is a video I've been planning on making for a few months now. When I got the Makima, I asked you guys if you think I should get the SH Figuarts Chainsaw Man, if I should get the re-release. You guys overwhelmingly told me to get it, that it's awesome. So I actually asked for it for my birthday, and my parents actually got it for me, which is super duper nice. And I was also thinking to myself what I would do, because I bought the Denji, but I didn't review him, but I did want to review him, is I thought to myself, brilliant idea, once I get the SH Figuarts Chainsaw Man, I will review these together, and this is going to be very, very, very interesting. But not only that, not only am I going to be reviewing two figures in this video, I'm also going to be comparing it to the Figma Denji as well. So we got a lot to do in this video. Let's jump into it. And let's start off by taking a look at the packaging here for Chainsaw Man. We got a nice picture of a Chainsaw Man right there. We got Bandai Tamashii Nation's SH Figuarts. We have Chainsaw Man right there. And then on the side, we got an awesome picture of him going, and then Chainsaw Man. It's been a little while since I watched Chainsaw Man. On the back, you've got a nice picture of him right there, just looking down, looking really, really cool. And a bunch of product shots right there. They really wanted you to know the range on this thing. And I can't blame him. I mean, it's pretty darn crazy. You can see the stuff that you can do here with this. Very, very cool. And then on the top, you have Chainsaw Man SH Figuarts. On the bottom, we have words and things and another crazy pose of him right there. But of course, before we move on, since this is a double review, we also need to look at the box for the SH Figuarts Denji that I had to dig out of storage. So you guys better be grateful. You know what? If you haven't already, please go down and give me a like and help me this video, because this video is going to take a lot of energy and time to make. So I really hope you guys appreciate it, and give me a like down below. And subscribe for more anime figure reviews in the future. But jumping back into the review here, we got an awesome picture of the figure right there. We have Bandai Tamashii Nations. We have SH Figuarts. We have yellow blood splatters right there. We have a nice picture of Denji right there holding his magazine. Denji on the back. We have a bunch of product shots right there. And Pochita, yes, this does come with Pochita. And then we have Denji on the side there. We have SH Figuarts Denji on the top. And then on the bottom, again, words and things, and another cool picture of Denji right there. We have a ton of things to go over in this review, so let's jump into it. And here we have Chainsaw Man and Denji out of the packaging, and I definitely already have some thoughts right off the bat here. I will say one thing that the people have pointed out about the Denji that a lot of people didn't really care for was how they did the elbows here. Now, when I saw them on people's reviews at first, I thought they looked pretty darn horrible, but when I got them in person, I actually don't notice it that much. Like, it looks a lot worse on camera, but when you have it in person, you don't even really notice these shoulders. But I will say they are substantially better on the Chainsaw Man version right here, and you can see there is a little bit of a difference in the white here. I think the Denji right here is just a little bit more of like a dirtier white right there, which is nice. The more differences between these two figures, I think, is the better, because it's more of an incentive to pick up both right there. But let's just start by taking a look at Denji himself. And this face is alright. I honestly think this might be my least favorite face he comes with. He comes with quite a few faces. I think this might be my least favorite one, but it's pretty good. My fingernails are kind of dirty. I'm gonna go wash my hands real quick, actually. There we go. Sorry, y'all. I've been super busy this week. But yes, the face sculpt is not my absolute favorite, but it still looks pretty darn good. You know, you still got Denji in there. Hair sculpt is pretty nice. You can see the points right there. Little piece up top right there. No shading, as usual with SH Figuarts. I've just come to accept it at this point. There may be... Nah, there's no shading. It looks pretty good, though. Moving down to the shirt right here. I mean, it's Denji's outfit. It's nothing extraordinary. You know, you got the white shirt right there. Little pocket right there. You got his tie right there. Looking really, really nice. The wrinkle work on the shirt is really nicely done. Again, these shoulders are not anywhere near as bad in person as they are on the camera. In person, they're hardly even noticeable, honestly. And then on the back, we got some nice thing right there. We got that little thing right there that gets uncovered when you use the ab crunch right there. But yeah, some nice wrinkle work as well on the shirt as well. Not really anything to go over again. His very, very basic outfit right there. You got his belt right there. You can see it on the front if you lift up his shirt right there. And you can kind of see some white under there to make that look fine if you want to look at it from that angle as well, if you want to have him in some crazy poses. And then moving down to the jeans, it's just black jeans, you know. I will say one thing I've always found weird about this figure, and it is on the Chainsaw Man as well, is that his butt is super rubbery. Like, this is the most rubberiest butt ever. Like, I don't know, it's like super thin. Like, you can see just how thin it is. I know this is weird, but I just want to show you guys that is super duper thin. But yeah, you got some nice wrinkle work right there as well. And on the front, no sculpted zipper, but still looks nice. And then a nice wrinkle work right there. These knees are a little bit much Would have been nice if they were a little bit more inconspicuous, but not a huge deal. And then the shoes right there. We all know how awesome Denji's shoes are right there. Very, very cool. And now that we've looking at Denji, now let's take a look at Chainsaw Man, which of course from the neck down, he's basically the same figure. Again, though, the white is a little bit different on him. This one is a lot darker, a little bit more faded than this one. This one's more of a lot more of a bright white, but starting up at the head sculpt right here, this head sculpt is amazing. We'll compare this with the Figma head sculpt later on in the video, but this looks extraordinary. And I'll go ahead and spoil it that this absolutely destroys the Figma head sculpt. Not only do you have the yellow eyes peeking there behind the grill, which I just love, I just think it looks better, honestly, and the articulation is way, way better. We'll talk about that in a bit, though, but yeah, you get the nice teeth right there, the blood on the chainsaws, which is another thing I love on this way more than the Figma right there. I will say the handle on this one I think is weaker than the Figma's. This one, it's super tiny on the Figma's. It's a lot bigger, and we'll talk about that a little bit more when we compare them. But aside from the head sculpt, again, it's pretty much all the same, except, of course, the chainsaws, and he does have some blood on his arms right there that this one does not have, which is very, very cool right there. And you can see the chainsaws right here, super nice. They are pretty sharp, so do definitely be careful when you're touching the Chainsaw Man, the chainsaw parts, because you don't want to hurt yourself right there. But nice blood coming out right there, and you can see the little chainsaw parts coming out of the side there, which are actually not on the Figma. The Figma actually just ends right there. This one, it does have the full Chainsaw Man with the full chainsaw, which is really, really, really nice. And again, that little wording right there. And then, of course, the super rubbery flat butt right there, and then the same jeans right here. Literally, I think these are the exact same color. Actually, no, I think this one is actually a little bit more faded on the Chainsaw Man as opposed to the Denji. The Denji seems to be a bit more of a jet black right there. So there is still some differences between these two figures, and then the feet right there. Those, yeah, once again, kind of a bit more of a faded color on this. I actually think I might like the ones on the Chainsaw Man a little better. No, yeah, there's slight differences between them, but pretty much from the neck down, of course, aside from the arms. And I do believe you are able to switch the arms on these. I don't really think there's any real reason to, and it is kind of tough to get these out. Yeah, it's kind of tough to get those out, but if you really want to, you can. I think you can just pop them off right there. I think it even shows it in the instructions, actually. Yeah, so on the instructions for Denji's box right here, it shows how to do it. You just pop them out at, oh, I can't reach them. You just pop them out at this section right here, pop them off of here. Let's see if these are easier to pop out. No, these are still tough. I'm just gonna leave them on, you know, each figure right there. Although if you wanted to mix and match, you could have like one arm be Chainsaw Manned up and one arm be regular right there. It's gonna take some perseverance and some kind of struggle because this is super sharp, so getting these off. Oh no, that one actually came off kind of easily. Hang on, let me see here. I'd love to be able to just show you guys. Yeah, there we go. Not too bad, actually. And then you can just plug those on right there. So he can have one arm Chainsaw Man up and one arm regular. Of course, this does mean you have to buy both of the figures, but we'll talk about whether I think that's worth it at the end of the video. But of course, you can do vice versa as well. I will say I have tried to switch the heads on these. That's not really doable, unfortunately, because with this guy, when you pop the head off, the neck stays, and I couldn't figure out how to get the neck out. There wasn't enough grip right there. Maybe with enough perseverance, you might be able to swap the heads on these, but it's not really a big deal unless you just want the better shoulders from this one. But again, it's really not as bad as it looks on camera in person, in my opinion. So yeah, it's really nice that you're able to swap to switch the arms like that as well, so you can recreate any Denji pose. I will say one problem with this figure that is between both of them is that they do kind of have a hard time standing up. You can see I'm constantly having to like fix these guys because they're trying to fall over. You can see he's even like leaning forward and he's still like not really balanced right there. So that's annoying. Now jumping into the articulation, you've got a double ball peg at the head right there so he can look all the way up, look down right there. You got a ball joint at the base of the neck so you can get some extra down movement as well, which is really nice. So the head is really good. You got some tilt as well, obviously rotation. The arms right here, I will say that the elbows are a little bit weird on this figure. They only allow you to go up to that much right there. I think this is similar to how they did it on the Sanji, on the Sanji figure, the One Piece Sanji. I don't have that figure, so I can't confirm, but I did watch reviews of it, and I think this is similar to how it works on that. So if you have that figure, then that is how this guy works as well, I believe. And it is a little bit weird, but it does allow you to get some good butterfly joints right there. You can see you can actually get some good butterfly joints using this and some good back as well right there. It's finicky. It's not as it's not as hindered as it looks on the camera. When you actually play with this in person, you can actually get it in some pretty good poses. Like, you can get him in a good punch-in pose right there. If you put a better face on him, you can totally have him, like, decking power in the face for something. Very, very, very cool. And then for the arms right here, of course, you have the swivel right there, and you have a nice, little bit less than full double-jointed elbow range right there, but he can still get some really, really good poses, although I do think the Figma can get better. Let's just see real quick. I do believe the Figma, no, it's actually about the same on the Figma compared to this. Actually, no, the Figma gets a little bit worse. Yeah, the SHF does get a little bit more than the Figma, so that is worth noting. And then for the torso right here, you've got a little bit of crunch right there, not too much. SHF could definitely work on their torso movement. I don't think it's that big a deal. Like, torso movement is only really needed if you're going to be doing, like, super dynamic poses. And I mean, this is still a good amount, so you can still get him in some good poses right there. And then some good back as well. Actually, I think he has more back crunch than he does forward crunch, which is kind of weird. And then you have a nice cutout right here for this, so he gets a full leg movement up right there, and full back as well because of the super flat and flexible butt piece right there. So he can get all the way back right here, so he can give him the nice soccer kicks right there. You can be all Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't know anything about soccer. I just know that guy is a soccer guy. And then on the back, we have some joints right here, and you can get a double jointed bend right there. He can kick his own ass. The Foosh would be so happy. And then for the feet, you have up, down, ankle pivot right there. That's actually a really, really good ankle pivot right there, which is super nice. And then a little bit of a toe joint right there. And the only thing I want to show on the Chainsaw Man is I want to show the head movement right here because it's so much better than the Figmas. We'll talk about that once we bring the Figma in for comparison, but it's so much better. I've actually, you know what, we'll save that for a little bit here. No, you know what, I will say it right now. I've grown to not really like the Figma. I actually haven't. Once I finish this review, I might actually sell my Figma off, because you guys were so right. These SHFs are a lot better. We'll talk about that more at the end of the review here, but yeah, this is just amazing. I will say there's one reason to get the Figma, though. There is one reason, and I will talk about it in this video. There is one thing that the Figma does win over with this that is a good reason to pick it up. But, yes, yeah, so the head movement, oh, this does fall off pretty easily, though, I will say. That's kind of annoying. Like, that does not take much to fall off, that mouthpiece right there. But yeah, aside from that, I mean, same arm posability right here on this guy. Exact same amount range right there. And everything else is just exactly the same because it's the exact same body. Alrighty, and now for comparison, starting off with Denji. And here he is with the Figma Denji right here. So you can see how they look together. You can decide which one you think looks better. I'll be honest, I think the face on the Figma Denji looks a little better, but I think he has some better faces for his accessories. And I actually think his alternate faces are stronger than the alternate faces that come with this Denji right here. So I think it actually kind of balances it out towards the SHF's favor right here. Quality-wise, I think the SHF feels a good bit better. The Figma doesn't feel horrible, but I will say over the course of having him, he's gotten a little bit loose. Like, some of his joints are a lot looser than they were when I first reviewed him, and his legs in particular. And one thing I never realized about his legs was these things totally hinder his leg articulation super much. Like, you can see he can barely even get any leg movement up. This guy, no problem whatsoever. He can kick this Denji in the face. He can give him the "This is Sparta." I haven't even seen that movie. But yeah, it's up to you which one you like more, but I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm going to very much hammer this home at the end of the review and the final thoughts. I absolutely think the SHF is the winner when it comes to the Denji, man. I really don't think there's any contest, honestly. I think the quality's better. I think for overall, it looks better. I think the accessories are better, especially if you get both him and the Chainsaw Man right there. But yeah, I think it's pretty much a knockout of the park. I was definitely very wrong. This might be the wrongest I've ever been about a figure, was when I reviewed this and said everything I said about the SHF in that review. Yeah. Let's just forget all that happened. Now you can see, so you can see how he scales with the rest of the SH Figuarts Chainsaw Man figures. Here he is with Makima and Power. Very, very, very nice. I will say that the Figma Makima did recently come out, and a lot of people are saying that it is the superior Makima. I don't know if I'll ever end up picking it up. I won't say 100% that I won't end up picking it up. I will say that I definitely would be interested in getting it because it's taller than the SH Figuarts here, and it'll probably look a little bit more aesthetically pleasing with the Figma. Plus, since I have the SHF, I can probably put the code coat from the SHF on the Figma as well. So maybe someday I might pick up that Figma Makima. Maybe if I see it for a good sale, I might pick it up. But I don't hate the SH Figuarts personally. It's just the size that I don't like. Everything else about it is perfectly fine. It's just the size. I wish it was just a little taller like the Figma. But there he is with power, and they look really, really, really great together. And just to complete the whole lineup right here, aside from the, what was his name? Samurai Sword or Katana Man, there he also is with that Denji as well. This is, for the most part, I think, the entire Chainsaw Man SH Figuarts line. Pretty solid line. Pretty solid line. It seems like it's dead, so I don't think we need to worry about it, at least not until that new movie comes out, if it ever comes out. But pretty solid line. I'll actually rank these at the end of the video. Or actually, will I? We still got quite a few to go here. This is gonna be a very ambitious video, so I don't know if I'll have time for that. Maybe one day I'll pick up the Samurai Sword and then we'll do a separate ranking video on these. And now so you can see how he scales with some other SH Figuarts lines. Here he is with the SH Figuarts Sasuke Uchiha, the SH Figuarts Nezuko Kamado. My Tanjiro is on the way to me. I'm very excited. Just watch Anthony Customs review and oh my god, that figure looks amazing. Here is the SH Figuarts Your Forger, which is another figure I got for my birthday. I'm not going to review this because I don't think anybody would watch it because Spy Family just totally fucking fell off. But this is a cool figure. I like it. I'm pretty happy I ended up getting this in my collection because it's nice. I like it better than the other Yor for sure. And lastly, the SH Figuarts Rino Ichikawa from the Kaiju number 8 line. Just so you can see how he scales with a bunch of different SH Figuarts lines right there. And for one final comparison, here he is with the JoJo Super Action statue Risotto Nero and the amazing Yamaguchi Todoroki, just so you can see how he scales with these two lines as well, and hopefully give you a perfect sense of the size of this figure. However, before we jump into the accessories, here is the SH Figuarts Chainsaw Man with the Figma Chainsaw Man. And once again, I think it's just a total blowout. I was just totally wrong. There's a few things I like better about the Figma. I think the red on the chainsaw head is a little better, maybe a little bit more accurate. Not by a super amount. I still like the red that they went with on this head, and I absolutely like this head better, mainly just for the yellow eye behind the grill right there. I think that just immediately makes this better. I also prefer the blood on the chainsaw as opposed to the clean chainsaw. But I will say the one thing I think this one has better is the handle right there. This handle's super tiny. You can't even hold that. This one is a huge, really nice handle. I really like how it looks on this one as opposed to this one. That's the only thing I'm going to give it. But there's also a major reason why this blows this one out of the water. This head articulation is light years better than this one. You can see I'm trying to get them straight here. This is how much the head can go up on both of these figures. You can see the SHF just knocks it out of the park. Just get the hell out of here, man. I can't tell you how many times I was trying to pose around my Chainsaw Man and get him in cool poses, and I'm just like, there's no articulation in the head here. He cannot look up at all. How am I supposed to get him in like an awesome, like, yelling pose? Plus, the legs right here, can't do anything with these legs. These pieces get so in the way. There's absolutely nothing you can do. You have, like, no articulation in this damn figure. Even the arms, to an extent, are annoying to pose as well, and it's just not very good. I can't believe I thought that this was better because this just blows it out of the water. The head articulation is light years better, even having some tilt right there, full leg movement up literally all the way, but because of this rubbery piece right here at the crotch, he can literally go up literally all the way. He can literally kick this one in the face. So yeah, between these two figures, clear winner. Clear winner. This is kind of trash, honestly. But there's still one reason that might be worth picking this up. One tiny reason that we'll get into shortly. But now it's time for the accessories. Let's start off with Denji. So, of course, you have this default face in the packaging right here. Like I said, I don't really like this face all that much, but luckily the alternate faces kind of make up for it. Also, I will say I did lose one accessory for the SHF Denji. I'm really sad about it. I'll talk about it in a minute. But for the alternate face, I'm going to start off with this one. I don't really like this one very much. It's not the worst thing ever. Like, it's still kind of nice, but I actually think the Figma one looks better. Like I said, I think the Figma has a better default face. These two are the ones that I think are the weakest on these. But now that we've gotten this one out of the way, these other ones I think are really cool. I particularly love this one. This one, I don't even know what this expression is. It's very versatile. You can use it for all sorts of things, but I really, really, really like it. It's fun, it's unique, it's very expressive. I also love this one. Just a totally bored Denji face right here. Really cool. This is not an option that you get with the Figma, and I personally really like it. I think that's just a little still peek right there. What is that? Hang on. Yeah, it was just a little piece of lint or something right there, but really nice. I love this face. This is one I use a lot on this figure. And last but not least, probably the best face is this one. You guys know how much I love it when you have tongue out poses, and I will say, this one is literally just this one, but good. This one from the Figma, this is just this one, but like infinitely better in every single way. You got better expressiveness in the eyebrows right there, the tongue and the mouth just look better. It just looks better overall. Really love this face. This is another one I use a lot. And to switch the face, it's really easy on this figure, and I actually really like it because the fringe is super satisfying to pull on and off, and the faces go on really nicely. So just pop them off, pick whichever face you want to. We'll give him the board face just because I love it. I think this is such an awesome face that you get with this figure. Pop that in right there. Like, usually you would get this face default on any character, but with this figure, between this and the Figma, this is the only way to get this expression, and I really like it. So that is the faces. For the arm, for the alternate hands, you of course have the fists on in the packaging, and you get a pair of relaxed hands, a pair of like grabbing hands. Yeah, you know what we're thinking. We're all thinking the same thing. You get a pair of gripping hands for another accessory. You get a pair of peace sign hands, just like with power. You get a hand for having pulling the ripcord, but this is unfortunately the accessory I lost. I lost the little ripcord that you can plug right there. I don't think it's even on. Yeah, it's not on the Chainsaw Man right there. So they actually did do a little bit of resculpting right there, just a tiny bit. But unfortunately, I lost the ripcord. I was so sad about it. I'm even thinking about maybe picking up another Denji just for the ripcord because I really want that accessory back. I can't believe I lost it. I mean, I can because it's the size of a microscope, but not a microscope. Microscope is quite big. It's a tiny itty-bitty little accessory, and usually I'm really good about not losing accessories, but it got sucked up in the vacuum or something. I can't find it. I'm really sad about it. I'm not completely out of hope, though, because there is something I can do. I will show just to switch out the hands. You just pop them off. You got a nice little ball joint right there. Seems pretty sturdy. I don't think there's anything to worry about. I don't see any stress marks, and I have played with this figure a lot. Obviously, this is not the first time I've opened up this figure. I've had it for a few months, but you can still kind of make him look like he's pulling the ripcord right there. I really wish I had the ripcord, but you can still kind of make it work if you do lose the ripcord right there, but it looks way better with the ripcord. And lastly, you get this hand right here, which is another hand for holding an accessory. And now, you also get another tie right here. This is also coming with the Chainsaw Man as well. I'll go ahead and just pick it up, actually. Looks like the exact same piece on both of these right here for both of the figures. So that's a nice accessory that you get. Nice that I have an extra one in case I lose one for the other. But to switch this is really easy. Of course, you just pop off the tie right there and pop on this one into that little peg right there. Boom. Super easy. Get a nice dynamic pose right there with the tie. I like this accessory, and of course, I think this is then how the Figma did it, where you just have the one default tie, and it's just kind of swirling over here. You can either have the default one, or you can have the dynamic one right there, which is really nice. I really like that. And of course, if you didn't lose your ripcord, this tie is going to be super helpful to have him like that, and then have him pulling the ripcord. I'm so sad I lost the ripcord. It's not fair. But DK, what's the reason to get the Figma? We're getting there. We're almost there. But to finish off the accessories for Denji, we do have a few more things. We have this magazine right here. Pretty cool. I like this accessory, although I think it could have been better. It's very thin. There's nothing you can do with it. It'd be nice if it could open in the middle, and before you say, oh, DK, that's not reasonable. I've seen other companies do it. I've seen other companies make like a book with like a hinge on the side here that you can open up, and it would have allowed you to get more poses. Would have been a really nice touch. But with this accessory, you just take this hand right here, and you just slide it in right there. He holds it pretty well, but again, it's just kind of underwhelming, and you only get this hand for this one side. You don't get this exact same hand for the other side right here. So if you want to have him holding it on the other side, you're out of luck. Totally shit out of luck. So yeah, I wish they could have tried a little bit harder on this accessory because I really do think it's a cool accessory, but unfortunately kind of phoned in my opinion, but still a good thing to get. I like that they included it. And the paint on it is pretty darn nice right there. All right, it's time for it. This is the axe that you get with the SHF. This right here is the one saving grace of the Figma, because this axe compared to the Figma is awful. I hate this axe. It is so tiny, it looks like trash. The Figma looks a million times better. It's so much bigger. You can see the poles are so much bigger on the Figma compared to the SHF right there. So much better, and he can hold the Figma's no problem whatsoever. Fits like a glove. Now, of course, he can also hold the one that he came with, but honestly, he holds this one a little bit worse, I think. It's a lot looser than the Figma's. The Figma's is so much better. And honestly, is this enough to justify getting the Figma just for this axe? I tell you what, it's enough for me to want to keep the Figma just so I can keep this axe right here. I might try and sell it off and just say, hey, the axe, I lost the axe. When I didn't, I kept it. But it looks so much better. Like, seriously, you cannot tell me that this axe looks better than this one. This one is so much better. Bigger, you can get him in so much better poses right there. I love it. I actually am really happy that I have the Figma just so I have this axe to use with him. Just really nice. I actually put this axe back in the packaging. I didn't care about it that much. I literally just always had him displayed with the Figma axe. And yeah, just in every category, this Figma axe is just a million times better. There's one more accessory you need to talk about with this guy before we get to one more. There's actually two more accessories, so whatever. You have these hands right here I almost forgot about. These are to recreate this pose right here. I have used these in the past. They are pretty nice, although it would have been nice if you could have gotten a little bit more range in the elbow. Would have made using these a little bit better, but not bad. I do like these hands. I'm glad they included these. But now, probably for the biggest accessory you get with this Denji is, of course, you get Pochita, and it looks really good. Here he is with the Figma one right here. It's up to you which one you like better. I think I like the SHF a little better. I think I like the spacing between the eyes a little bit better. I like the expression a little better. I think the chainsaw looks a little bit better. Maybe the orange looks a little better. I think this one's sitting down. This one's kind of standing up a little bit, although it's still kind of sitting down a little bit right there. It's up to you. This one's going to be a lot harder to have him holding it. If you want to have him holding Pochita, you're actually not going to be able to do it because the other handle is down here right there. So you actually cannot have him holding this. So this is one thing that the Figma does win on. So that's two things the Figma does have going for it, is that you will be able to actually have Denji holding this. And there'd probably be no issue getting him to actually hold this one if you wanted to. But yeah, there are the two Pochitas together. This is articulated on the SHF and this one is not. That's kind of funny considering that the Figma, the handle on the Chainsaw Man head was actually articulated on the Figma and not on the SHF, but it's the other way around for the Pochita right here. But they actually went a little bit more above and beyond with the Pochita right here because they actually gave you alternate faces. You can pull the chainsaw off, pull off the face, and you get two additional interchangeable faces, and this is just amazing. I love this. I'm so happy they included this. I love both of these faces. I've been using them a lot. Really nice. Just pop them on and pop the chainsaw on right there. Really, really nice. Super easy to switch out and just an awesome touch. I really like that they did this, and it was one of the key reasons why I picked up this Denji, but I'm so happy I did because this Denji is amazing. We'll talk about it more in the final thoughts. But now for the accessories for Chainsaw Man here. What do you guys think? 35 minutes for this video? You definitely do not get a lot, nowhere near as much as the Denji, but we have an alternate mouth right here where the tongue is out, and I'd love it if this mouth stayed in a little better, because this one just pops right out. Let me see if this one goes in a little better. Yeah, it feels like this one goes in a little bit better, so that is super nice. But yeah, you can have him with the tongue out right there, which looks pretty darn good. I'll be honest, actually. I actually think I'll give credit where credit is due. I actually think the Figma one did the tongue a little better. The tongue is a little bit more pronounced on the Figma one compared to the SHF right there. So yeah, I personally like the Figma a little better for the tongue out right there, but very minor little complaint. So that's three things the Figma did better than the chainsaw, than the SHF right there. But still, I mean, it's not a big deal. Yeah, it looks really, really cool. And unlike the Figma, this figure can actually pull off the poses. He has the articulation that he needs to pull off these Chainsaw Man poses, which looks amazing! Oh my freaking god, yo, have never been more right. I've never been more wrong in my life. Need to go back in time to when I made this Denji review, this freaking Figma Denji review, and slap myself across the face. Hey, you guys liked this video though. It was very, very well received, so I got a good video out of it. And I got that way better axe as well. But the final accessory for the Chainsaw Man right here, I'm not going to touch this little display I've got going on right here. This looks awesome. So yeah, for the final accessories right here, you just have these alternate hands right here. You get a fist for both sides and wrists right here. And yes, these change out super duper weird. They actually peg on to the chainsaw right here. Super duper weird. So you take whichever one you want to right there. I'm trying to find a fist right here. There we go. You just separate it like this. Come on, separate it. Oh man, there you go. You have the peg right there, and you just plug it in right there. And this allows you to do something that like almost any other figure cannot do. You can separate that like that. You can kind of do different hands right there. So that is a pretty cool little thing that you can do. I don't know if they actually intended for you to do that. It is something you can take advantage of, although it is a double-edged sword because that means you could lose one of the pieces right there. But yeah, there you have him. With that, you can switch out the hands right there. And I believe that is it. But I did remember one last thing I want to do before we jump into the final thoughts here is I wanted to show the SHF Pochita with the Meowie right here so you can see how they look together as well, which is super duper duper cute right here. Let's put a better face on Pochita right here. We don't want sad Pochita. We already got plenty of freaking sad Pochita from the damn show, motherfuckers. But there you have him with Meowie right there, looking really, really great. And they look awesome when you put them on the shelf together right there, which is really nice. And with that, I'm just going to jump right into the final thoughts because I'm not going to touch this display. I mean, look at this. This looks fucking awesome, right? And final thoughts, I was 100%. You guys were 100% right, and I was 100% wrong. The Figma literally does not deserve to lick the dog shit from these two figure shoes. Both of these. I think they're both amazing, honestly. You guys were absolutely right about this Chainsaw Man right here. He is immaculate. Amazing posability, amazing sculpt work, just looks awesome, infinitely better than the Figma, and the posability on this thing is just light years better than the Figma. I'm so happy that I can finally make awesome Chainsaw Man poses that I was not able to make with the Figma. Huge, massive W, man. Really, really amazing. I recommend both. Highly recommend picking up both. You can interchange the pieces between them so you can make your ideal Denji and your ideal Chainsaw Man. Is it worth it to pick up the Figma just for the axe? I don't know. That's up to you. I've already got the Figma. I picked them up out of order. You should pick up these first and then get the Figma on sale or something so you can get the axe if you want to, or if you want to have him displayed holding Pochita, that's another thing. And I do think the Figma did the face sculpt a little better for the tongue out, but that's really not a big deal because you're not going to be able to get him in the fucking pose anyway, so it doesn't even matter that it's a little bit better. I think both of these figures are absolute home runs. And I really cannot recommend them enough. Yeah, 100%. You guys were absolutely right. I'm giving both of these figures an S tier. Really, 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 really amazing. I will say accessories definitely go to this one. You get far more accessories with this, and I love that they included the alternate faces for Pochita. That was such a nice touch. I absolutely love that. This axe, I mean, it will work if it's the only axe you got if you don't have the Figma. Most people probably don't have the Figma. So if this is the only axe you got, you can make it work. You can still get some good poses, but the Figma one just blows it out of the water, man. Like, look at this. Don't talk to me or my son ever again, right? Absolutely freaking amazing. They knocked it out of the park with these Chainsaw Man SHFs, man. These really are pretty awesome. The Makima, probably the weakest one, but still pretty darn good. And yeah, I might have to go pick up Samurai Sword. You guys let me know. You guys absolutely hit me right with the Chainsaw Man right here. You guys absolutely gave me good advice for getting the Chainsaw Man here. So let me know in the comments if I should pick up the Katana Man as well. If you think he is also worth adding to the collection, let me know in the comments. But there you guys have it. This has been my review of the SH Figuarts Chainsaw Man and Denji. These figures are amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, maybe give me a like and subscribe for some more anime figure reviews in the future, although this is definitely probably one of the most ambitious reviews I have ever made, but I'm pretty damn happy with how it turned out, and I hope you guys liked it as well. So once again, I'm going to ask you, please leave me a like down below if you enjoyed the video, and I'm also going to let you guys know to have a great day. This is DK Guillotine, signing out.